7 Dark Psychology Tricks to Make Any Woman Love You. Psychology Tricks. Boundaries are the distance at which I can love you and me simultaneously. Prentice Hemphill. Her silence isn't a verdict on your worth. It's a wager that you'll keep showing up no matter how little she invests. When your attention is guaranteed, curiosity dies, effort drops, and connection stalls. Your problem was never looks or value. It's that she never felt the risk of losing access to you. If there's no cost to disrespect, respect rarely appears. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through 7 psychology backed shifts that flip the script: no games, no begging. You'll stop overgiving, set clear standards, and let your presence speak louder than pursuit. The result? She pays attention because your attention means something. Quick gut check. Are you ready to retire from chasing and become the man whose time is scarce, energy is steady, and boundaries are non negotiable? Before we dive in, tap subscribe, hit like, and drop your city in the comments. I read them all. Too many men are stuck in the same loop, giving everything, getting crumbs, and wondering what changed. Tonight, that changes with you. Number 1. The Art of Scarcity. If you want to understand female psychology and learn how to fall in love with impact instead of invisibility, then listen closely, because this is one of the most powerful psychology tricks men ignore. Desire always gravitates toward what is rare, not what is cheap or endlessly available. You see it in luxury watches, in limited edition sneakers, in anything that makes people line up just to say, I have it, you don't. But when it comes to dating, most men sabotage themselves by acting like human vending machines, always ready, always available, always waiting. Don't be that man. Don't be the clearance rack everyone ignores. Be the limited edition she feels lucky to notice. That's the essence of scarcity. It's not about ghosting her or playing childish games. It's about living a life so rich, so filled with purpose, that your time feels like treasure, not small change. That is how female psychology works. Women are not magnetized by men who orbit them 24/7. They are pulled toward the man whose life already has gravity. Let me tell you a story. One of my clients used to text his crush back within seconds, literally seconds. He thought he was proving devotion. In reality, he was draining his own value. I told him, don't fake being busy. Be so immersed in your mission that you forget to check your phone. 3 weeks later, she was the one chasing him, texting first, wondering where his focus had gone. That's not luck. That's psychology in action. When a man demonstrates that his time is precious, women instinctively rise to earn it. That's how to fall in love in a way that flips the script. You're not begging for attention, you're commanding it by scarcity. So here's how you master this art. Step 1. Stop performing scarcity and start living it. Don't schedule your life around her replies. Fill your calendar with things that build you up. Train your body, expand your business, sharpen your skills. Protect your time as if it were gold, because it is. Step 2. Quality over quantity. Don't flood her with meaningless daily check-ins. Instead, create moments that echo in her memory long after you've gone. One unforgettable evening outweighs 10 lazy afternoons. Be the man who leaves her with a story she can't stop replaying. Step 3. Stay emotionally centered. Don't obsess over response times. Don't spiral into anxiety about when she'll reply. Calm is rare. Grounded energy is magnetic. That unshakable presence makes her lean in, wondering how she can pull you closer. Understand this. Scarcity doesn't mean absence. It means value. You are scarce not because you vanish, but because your attention is costly. Your time is earned, not handed out like candy. Be the man who shows up with intention, then steps back into his mission, leaving her with the echo of your presence. A man who is everywhere becomes forgettable. A man who is rare becomes unforgettable. That's the paradox of attraction. Your absence can make more noise than your constant presence. And that's exactly how female psychology responds. When your life is rich, when your attention is earned, when your presence is rare, you don't have to chase love. It chases you. That is the art of scarcity. And it's only the beginning of mastering psychology tricks that make her fall in love before she even realizes it. Number 2. The power of calculated indifference. Here's the bitter truth most men don't want to hear. The more emotionally reactive you are to a woman's behavior, the less she feels the pull of your masculine energy. And yes, the more invisible you become inside her desire system. Think about it. She takes 3 hours to reply, and you spiral into, did I say something wrong? She uses a dry tone, and suddenly you're overanalyzing every word like a detective in a crime scene. She doesn't initiate, so you compensate with double the effort, more texts, more reassurance, more validation. And what happens? Every time, without fail, her interest drops. Attraction doesn't fade because of silence or space. It fades because of this silent message you send. You control how I feel. That single message kills desire faster than bad breath on a first date. Nothing disarms attraction more than a man who hands over the keys to his emotional world. Because here's the reality, a high-value man never lets someone else hold the remote control to his peace. This is where calculated indifference enters the game. It's not passive-aggressive. It's not about playing cold or pretending you don't care. That's childish. No, calculated indifference is about building emotional stability so solid, it becomes magnetic. James' story, From Overthinking to Attraction. Let me tell you about James, a client of mine. James had a PhD in overthinking. If his date didn't laugh at his joke, he replayed it in his mind for days. If she seemed distant, he rushed in with overcompensation, calls, flowers, endless, is everything okay? Texts. Women liked him, but they never desired him. So I gave him one rule: mirror her energy. Nothing more. Nothing less. If she invested little, he matched that pace. If she leaned in, he leaned back just the same amount. The result? She started chasing him. Why? Because his energy no longer screamed, please validate me. Instead, it whispered, I'm already enough. That's what women respond to. That's what makes you a man who attracts women without begging for attention. How to master this principle? Step 1. Emotional self-containment. Your emotions are your responsibility. Period. If she's distant, you remain steady. If she's cold, you stay warm but grounded. Don't react. Respond. Be the eye of the storm, calm, centered, unshakable. Step 2. Energy mirroring. Stop showering effort on someone giving you breadcrumbs. Match tone, pace, and effort. If she texts one-word answers, don't send her an essay. This isn't about games. It's about demonstrating high social awareness. That's what signals you're a high-value man, not some guy desperate for approval. Step 3. Controlled unpredictability. Humans crave patterns, but attraction thrives in tension. Once she thinks she's figured you out, flip the script. If she expects warmth, give her space. If she expects space, give her depth. That subtle unpredictability keeps her on edge, engaged, curious, desiring more. The essence of calculated indifference. Understand this. Calculated indifference is not shutting down emotions, it's leading them. It's not about ghosting, it's about guiding. You're not detached. You're neutral. You're not avoiding connection, you're refusing to beg for it. When a woman realizes that her moods don't throw you off your center, she begins to trust your frame. Once she trusts your frame, she's drawn into your orbit like gravity. But beware, many men misuse this. They confuse suppression with control. They disappear instead of leading. That's not strength, that's cowardice. True calculated indifference comes from a grounded mindset. I'd love to build something real with you, but if your energy doesn't align with mine, I'll keep moving without resentment, without drama, without delay. That's the attitude of a man standing firm in his masculine energy. That's what makes women lean in instead of pulling away. Because in today's dating world, emotional control isn't just attractive. It's rare. It's irresistible. It's the hallmark of a man who knows his worth. And that, gentleman, is how you attract women, not through neediness, but through presence. Not through overreaction, but through calm, controlled, masculine energy. Number 3. The art of creating perceived value. Listen closely because this is the pivot between chasing and choosing. In modern dating, the harder you sell yourself, the cheaper you look, the louder you talk, the less she believes, the more you audition, the more you get dismissed. Real value doesn't bark. Real value doesn't beg. Real value whispers and lets the room lean in. As Ralph Waldo Emerson put it, what you do speaks so loudly I cannot hear what you say. That is the frame. You're a man between 35 and 70. You've earned some scars, some wins, some wisdom. Use it. Use old Stoic wisdom as your compass. Let Stoicism win the moment. Build an iron mind and make your life do the talking. Don't flex your resume. Don't narrate your greatness. Demonstrate quiet standards and let curiosity work like gravity. Alex, a high-performing attorney, learned this the hard way. Every date felt like a boardroom pitch, complete with bullet points and brand slogans, and women opted out. I told him, stop broadcasting, start living. Take a business call within earshot and handle it with calm authority. Don't hype your discipline. Show up at 5 a.m., train, eat clean, keep promises to yourself. Don't brag about the car. Arrive on time, leave on principle, and pay attention to details. She noticed, she asked, she leaned in. Curiosity turned into respect. Respect turned into attraction. That is perceived value at work. In a world of Instagram highlight reels, dating apps, and endless notifications, understatement is the ultimate power move. Stop competing with the noise. Become the signal. Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it, Epictetus reminds us. That is your mandate. Step 1. Build real value behind the curtain. You must get your money right, your health right, your purpose right, not for her, for you. Don't chase status, chase standards. Make your calendar a fortress. Guard your mornings, protect your sleep, keep your word. This is old Stoic wisdom in motion. You are not trying to impress. You are refusing to be average. Iron habits, iron boundaries, iron mind. As Marcus Aurelius said, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Step 2. Create the value vacuum. Don't fill silence with self-promotion. Ask sharp questions. Listen like it matters. Speak less. Observe more. Drop light hints when asked. Then stop. Let her work to uncover the story. The effort she invests becomes the value she perceives. Silence is a source of great strength attributed to Lao Tzu, captures it simply. In a noisy world, quiet confidence wins. Stoicism win again. Step 3. Understate everything. If you've achieved something, downplay it. If she compliments you, say thank you and pivot to substance. Focus on what's next, not what was. Character is destiny, Heraclitus said, and character doesn't strut, it stands. Don't fake value, don't exaggerate, don't manufacture scarcity. Women are exquisitely sensitive to incongruence. If your story isn't true offline, it won't survive online. Earn your edges. Keep receipts in your habits, not your words. The greatest victory is that which requires no battle, Sun Tzu wrote. In dating, the greatest attraction is the one you don't have to force. Practical modern playbook. You must master your attention. Put the phone down. Face her. Hold eye contact. Breathe. You must master time. Say no, often. Warren Buffett said, the difference between successful people and very successful people is that very successful people say no to almost everything. That is boundary power. You must master signals. Clothes pressed, shoes clean, posture tall, speak plainly. Keep your promises small and your follow-through relentless. Old Stoic wisdom again. Do the work in silence. Let results introduce you. You want a script? Here it is. Don't brag. Don't overshare. Don't audition. Lead with presence. Lead with standards. Lead with actions. Invite curiosity. Reward sincerity. Set a pace where your purpose comes first and romance complements, not replaces, your mission. Let's make it simple. Build, withhold, understate, then repeat. Short, sharp, decisive. Be the man whose life speaks. Be the man whose routines reveal more than his words. Be the man who can walk away because your self-respect isn't for sale. That is how perceived value works. That is how attraction compounds. That is how Stoicism wins in the real world. Remember, this is not manipulation. This is mastery. Don't play with feelings, play with discipline. Don't create dependency, create respect. Don't chase applause, chase alignment. When you live by an iron mind, twice forged by routine and restraint, you radiate the rarest signal in modern life. A man at ease with himself, old Stoic wisdom, modern execution. Stoicism win, not with noise, but with nerve. Build the life, guard the frame. Say less, do more. Win quietly, then let the world connect the dots. If you found this valuable, hit the like button, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe for more psychology insights that actually work. Comment to remember, my value speaks without words. Number 4, creating psychological dependency. Attraction catches her attention. Depth keeps her invested. Don't fall into the trap of thinking constant sweetness equals romance, because it doesn't. Women, like men, crave contrast, spark, the feeling of being surprised. That is what breathes life into connection. David was proof of this. Loyal, generous, steady, the kind of man you'd trust with your house keys. He texted good morning every single day without fail, showed up to every dinner, complimented every hairstyle, and thought he was doing everything right. Yet slowly, almost invisibly, she pulled away. Why? Because there was no emotional rhythm. No highs, no lows. Just a flat line of predictability. You must understand this. Kindness isn't the problem, monotony is. Women don't fall in love with repetition. They fall for resonance. They bond not through endless comfort, but through emotional contrast. That's not a dark art. That is female psychology at work. And if you want to know how to fall in love and keep her attention, you must mix consistency with spark. Here's the truth. Psychology tricks aren't about manipulation. They're about understanding. Step into her world fully when you're with her. Be present. Make eye contact that lingers. Smile with a bit of playful tension. Share your stories honestly, even the ones that show your vulnerabilities. But then step back. Give space. Don't overfeed the fire until it suffocates. Let her breathe, let her wonder, let anticipation build. Don't text her every night just because you're afraid she'll forget you exist. Be a man who has a life, friends, hobbies, goals, and invite her into it naturally. That is how you create an emotional rhythm that feels alive, not forced. Predictability is safe, yes, but it is never addictive. If she expects Saturday night together, sometimes suggests something different, something unexpected. If she thinks you'll text immediately, wait until you actually have something worth saying. Don't ghost her, but don't be chained to routine either. Be intentional, not robotic. Tiny changes matter. Switch your tone, surprise her with a spontaneous outing, or change up the energy of your conversations. These little shifts create what psychologists call micro-uncertainty. Not games, not cruelty, just curiosity. And curiosity is the fuel of attraction. Women remember the moments that feel like lightning, then they replay them in the quiet, and that replay is what deepens the bond. Don't try to control her, control yourself. Don't weaponize silence, don't punish with absence, don't string her along. That is weak. Be clear, be direct, but also be a man who doesn't spoon-feed comfort until she's bored. Women don't crave endless reassurance. They crave genuine moments worth remembering. The irony is this. The strongest connections are built not by constant closeness, but by ebb and flow. Think of music. It's not just notes. It's the pauses that give the notes meaning. Relationships are the same. If every day is the same song, she'll stop listening. If you want her to lean in, give her moments of melody, then moments of silence, then a chorus that returns with even more power. That's how to fall in love without manipulation, by embracing rhythm. And yes, these psychology tricks work because they mirror the way our brains form attachments, but the difference is you must use them with integrity. Don't fake emotions. Create them by being fully alive in your own life. David learned this. He stopped flooding her phone with generic compliments and started giving rare, meaningful ones. Instead of "you're beautiful" 10 times a day, he told her, "The way you laughed at that old movie made my night," and it landed because it was specific, rare, and real. He didn't abandon his hobbies to sit by the phone. He went back to his Saturday hikes, his projects, his gym sessions. And suddenly, she leaned in. Not because he tricked her, but because she felt the push and pull of a man who was present yet independent. She felt the rhythm of closeness and space. That is powerful. That is irresistible. Don't confuse this with manipulation. Don't play childish games. Don't disappear just to watch her panic. Be deliberate. Be grounded. Be a man who knows that attraction is chemistry, but connection is choice. Women are not looking for perfect predictability. They are looking for a story worth stepping into. And your role is to create that story, not by being someone you're not, but by being someone who understands contrast. Female psychology responds to authenticity with depth, and depth always has shadows and light. That's the truth. So remember, the only lasting trick is honesty seasoned with surprise. Show her warmth, then show her independence. Be steady, then be spontaneous. Don't flood her with attention. Make your attention meaningful. Don't chase validation. Create value. You must respect her autonomy and your own. That is the line between attraction and manipulation. That is how to fall in love in a way that lasts. Because at the end of the day, the strongest pull isn't dependency, it's desire. And desire is born not in control, but in contrast. Number 5. Reading and leading psychology. Most men listen to what a woman says. The smart ones watch what she does. But the rarest and most powerful men? They read why she does it and then lead her there. That is the difference between being just another man she tolerates and the high-value man she cannot forget. Women rarely say exactly what they mean, not because they are dishonest, but because emotions are layered. What she says, what she feels, and what she truly needs are often 3 different things. A woman can tell you, "I'm fine," while her eyes are begging for reassurance. She can tease you with sarcasm when deep down she wants to know if you'll stay solid under pressure. Don't take her words at face value. Don't drown in the noise. A real man doesn't decode the dictionary. He decodes her patterns, her signals, her emotional fingerprints. That is masculine energy in action, and that's how you attract women without chasing them. Step 1. Watch microbehaviors. The truth hides in the smallest details. When her pupils dilate, she's excited. When her tone softens, she feels safe. When her breathing changes, desire is in the air. These things are not random. They are biology, the body betraying what the mind can't yet say. Most men miss these cues because they are too busy trying to think of the perfect line. Don't be that guy. Be the one who notices the twitch of her lips when she tries not to smile, the quick glance she gives you when she wants reassurance, the way her body shifts slightly closer when she feels drawn in. This is the toolkit of the high-value man, the ability to see what's really going on when others are blind. Step 2. Understand emotional contrast. This is where men fail the test. If she pulls away after intimacy, don't see it as rejection. See it for what it is: vulnerability. When a woman is wide open, she sometimes recoils out of fear, not lack of interest. If she challenges you with sarcasm or playful jabs, don't take it as disrespect. Understand it's her way of checking your frame, testing if your masculine energy holds or if it collapses like a house of cards. Don't fold. Don't complain. Smile. Hold your ground. That calm confidence is magnetic. Women don't want men who crack under pressure. They want anchors who hold steady. Emotional contrast is not an obstacle. It's the gateway to deeper connection, if you read it correctly. Step 3. Lead the emotion. This is where true power lives. Don't fight her state, guide it. If she's anxious, you don't say, "Calm down." That only fuels the fire. Instead, you calm yourself. You slow your breathing. You lower your tone. You project steady energy until she mirrors you. If she's playful, you match her spark and then elevate it, keeping the rhythm alive. If she's upset, you meet her with unwavering calm. You match, then you lead. Always. Imagine her emotions as waves crashing and you as the anchor holding firm beneath the surface. Anchors don't argue with waves. They remain solid, and that solidity creates safety. And safety is what makes her stay. When you show her you understand her emotions better than she can explain them, She stops resisting and starts trusting. Trust is the bridge to attraction. Trust is what separates the men she forgets from the man she cannot walk away from. That presence makes you more than just a partner, it makes you her emotional anchor. And anchors, gentlemen, are very hard to replace. Most men will never master this. They'll keep guessing, fumbling, and reacting instead of leading. But not you. You're here to rise above. Don't listen only to words, read the patterns. Don't crumble when she tests, stand strong in your masculine energy. Don't argue with her emotions, lead them. That is how you attract women effortlessly. That is how you become unforgettable. And that is the essence of the high value man. So here's your challenge. The next time you're with a woman, don't just hear her words. Watch her eyes, her tone, her body language. Decode why she does what she does, then lead her toward connection. Be the calm in her storm, the anchor in her chaos. Do this consistently, and you won't just win her affection, you'll win her loyalty. If you can read her patterns and lead her emotions, you're no longer just chasing love. You become the anchor she never wants to lose. Comment below with power. I choose to be the anchor, not the follower. Number 6. The power of strategic silence. Most men run from silence like it's an enemy, when in reality, silence is your greatest ally. You must understand that silence is not weakness, it is strength, it is control, it is power. Seneca once said, "It is better to conquer our grief than to deceive it." That is old Stoic wisdom. And the same principle applies in love. When you learn to master silence, you win without lifting a finger. Too many men panic. They over-explain, over-text, over-apologize, and in doing so, they hand over their power. Don't. Stop explaining. Stop chasing. Stop proving. The strongest men are the ones who can hold their ground in silence. Let her wonder. Let her feel the vacuum of your absence. Marcus Aurelius declared, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. This is the iron mind. This is Stoicism win. Look at Michael, a man who once panicked whenever his girlfriend pulled away. He chased, he pleaded, he filled every gap with words, and every word pushed her further. When he finally embraced silence, everything changed. She reached for him. She wondered about him. She tested the waters because suddenly his silence had weight. That was not indifference. That was power. That was old Stoic wisdom in action. So you must train yourself in the art of strategic silence. Step 1. Identify tension. Not all silence is the same. Sometimes silence is distance. Other times it is a test. Don't rush to fix it. Let the silence stretch. Step 2. Use response silence. When she provokes or disrespects, do not react. No anger. No defense. Your silence is the loudest message. Step 3. Use present silence. Sit with her. Be still. Let her feel your strength without the noise of unnecessary words. Step 4. Deploy disappearance silence. No drama. No warnings. You simply shift your focus, not out of revenge, but because your time and energy are valuable earned, never assumed. Modern life is louder than ever, constant notifications, endless chatter, nonstop noise. That's why silence has become a rare and powerful weapon. In dating, it creates tension. In business, it commands respect. In life, it sharpens your mind. Think of Warren Buffett, who said, "The difference between successful people and really successful people is that really successful people say no to almost everything." That's the power of silence, saying nothing, saying no, holding back. Humans are wired to fill silence with meaning, and when you master it, she will fill the gap with her own thoughts. Did I push too far? Did I lose him? Why isn't he chasing? That uncertainty works for you, not against you. But hear this clearly. Silence is only powerful when born from strength, not weakness. It must come from emotional control, not insecurity. It must come from an iron mind, not a wounded ego. Don't punish with silence, lead with silence. That is Stoicism win. That is how you master not just women, but life itself. So let me be blunt. A man who cannot be silent is a man who cannot be strong. Don't overshare. Don't overchase. Don't overreact. Build a fortress of control inside your mind and let silence be your sword. Old Stoic wisdom tells us that discipline equals freedom, and that applies in dating as much as it does in war, business, and self mastery. Use silence not as retreat, but as command. Use it to reset the balance. Use it to remind her that your presence is earned. Remember, when you know how to say nothing, you say everything. When you master the pause, you master the game. When you own your silence, you own her attention. That is the true power of strategic silence, and that, gentlemen, is victory. Number 7, control through perceived freedom. I can't help with manipulative, dark psychology tricks that aim to control someone's choices, but I can give you a cleaner, wiser rewrite that keeps the heart of your message. When you stop gripping, love can breathe. Here's the ethical version. Control is a mirage, connection is oxygen. The harder you squeeze, the quicker she slides away. Don't confuse vigilance with value. Don't mistake pressure for passion. Be the man who gives real, unapologetic freedom and watch how often she chooses you without being pushed. That is the quiet power you've been missing, and yes, it aligns with what some call psychology tricks, but the kind that honor autonomy, respect boundaries, and actually work with female psychology instead of bulldozing it. Robert learned this the hard way. He was a good man with anxious habits, planning every minute, calling too often, interrogating softly, making care feel like a leash. Women are tuned to pick up controlling energy. Female psychology treats it like smoke before fire. She doesn't want to report in like an intern. She wants to feel safe enough to volunteer her day, her thoughts, her heart. You must stop gripping so tightly. The moment Robert backed off, something shifted. Her shoulders dropped. Her tone warmed. She leaned in because she felt free, not cornered. If you're genuinely wondering how to fall in love without games, start here. Step 1, remove the chains. Don't demand constant updates. Don't turn your phone into a monitoring bracelet. Be the man who can hold uncertainty without spiraling. That is emotional strength, and it's more attractive than any checklist of psychology tricks. Show trust without demanding proof. Trust is given, not extorted. Share your plans, then invite her along. If she can't join, be gracious. Have your own life, friends, gym time, mission. You must be whole. Wholeness beats worry every time. Step 2, lead, don't leash. Leadership is clarity about your values, your standards, your rhythm. It is not surveillance. Set the tone with how you show up, on time, well-dressed, present, decisive about where to go yet flexible enough to pivot if she prefers something else. Offer options. Make the invitation. Never issue orders. That is attractive because it blends confidence with care, which is where female psychology actually relaxes. She follows because it feels good, not because she's trapped. Don't police her wardrobe, friends, or schedule. Be the man whose presence is a magnet, not a cage. If you need to control, you reveal you don't trust your own pull. Step 3, be the safe haven. The world is loud, judgmental, and exhausting. You must be the space where she exhales. Listen without rushing to fix. Validate before you advise. Ask curious questions and then truly hear the answers. That is the frame she chooses to stay inside, strong enough to hold, soft enough to welcome. Don't mock her fears. Name them, honor them, and meet them with steadiness. When she senses you won't punish honesty, she brings you more of it. If you're still asking how to fall in love without the weird power plays, understand this. People don't commit to control. They commit to chosen comfort. We value what we pick freely far more than what we're cornered into, and female psychology is no exception. Freedom is not an absence of standards. It is the presence of self-respect on both sides. Your standards say, "This is how I live." Her freedom says, "I want to be there with you." Don't test, trick, or trap. Those aren't psychology tricks. They're shortcuts to resentment. Be direct. I like you. I enjoy our time. Here's what matters to me. Then let her decide. That is how to fall in love like a grown man, with clarity, courage, and an open hand. When she chooses you, the bond hardens, not because you're the gatekeeper, but because your life is the place she loves returning to. You must also master the quiet art of pacing. Don't escalate intensity faster than trust can handle. Keep your center when she's busy. Keep your humor when plans shift. Keep your purpose regardless of any single outcome. That is the backbone that makes attraction durable. Compliment with specificity. Flirt with playfulness. Apologize cleanly when you mess up, without self-flagellation or defensiveness. Don't turn differences into drama. Turn them into discovery. Remember, the goal is not to make any woman love you. The goal is to become the kind of man the right woman loves freely. Use the phrase psychology tricks, if you must, to mean better habits. Regulate your emotions, schedule your life, guard your attention, sharpen your words, and let your actions stay consistent when no one's watching. Those are the only tricks that matter. They're not magic, they're manhood. They align with female psychology because they reduce her threat radar and raise her desire to invest. If you're still asking how to fall in love, here's the shortest path. Don't cling. Be clear. Be kind. Lead with warmth. Invite, don't insist. Trust, don't track. Build a life so compelling that love wants a front row seat. That is invisible control's ethical cousin, not control at all, but gravity. And gravity doesn't shove, it draws. All right, my friend, that wraps up today's video. These 7 principles aren't just tricks. They're reminders that attraction comes from psychology, discipline, and self-worth. Don't use them to manipulate. Use them to grow into the man who sets standards, keeps balance, and builds deeper connections. At the end of the day, women don't fall for the man who gives them everything. They fall for the man who makes them feel everything. Stay smart, stay disciplined, and most importantly, stay true to yourself. I'll see you in the next one.